Hi, I'm Jamie, and welcome to Sci-Fi Vision for December 1st. I have Karen here with me for a few minutes. I know Scarlet is having some technical issues, but hopefully she will see the StreamYard link that I dropped in YouTube. But for now, me and Karen will talk about the show. Hi, Karen. How are you doing, and how is your pain level? I should say is the other question.
It's kind of. I think from having my arm immobilized is causing like my shoulders becoming really painful, which I kind of expected. I would say I was in pain. Tylenol's not really helping anymore, but hopefully when I start physical therapy, they'll start to loosen this shoulder up, and I won't have all this like referred pain from being like I just want to lift my arm up in the air so bad, right? But I can't.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't stay so long. Okay, Scarlet, I posted the StreamYard link in the YouTube chat. Can you see it? Is the question. I don't know how else to get a hold of her. That's a problem. That's why she should be able to see it. I put it in the chat. Let's give her a second, see if hopefully she'll see it, because it sounds like she can hear us. But while we're waiting for Scarlet, I'm going to also post the Discord link. If you are not already a member of our Discord, please join it, where you can check out our watch parties. We had a watch party for this right before our live stream. We tend to do that. So so if you haven't, please join. I think StreamYard's having trouble because that chat didn't even go through. I got an error. But
I see it.
Yeah, did it work? What the heck? Oh, my computer is still on the fritz. I mean, it's working, but it's still not liking me. But we're going to be tonight talking about the first episode of the season of The Artist, which is a new show on the network called The Network. If you haven't heard of it, it's free. You can sign up, and the first 3 episodes are available. The second, my Discord won't open. I get that. Did you see the link I sent on the YouTube chat? You don't need to go through Discord. Just go direct. I sent you the StreamYard link in YouTube chat. Do you need it again? Sorry, guys. This is just not surprising. I still have okay. Let me try one more time then, Scarlet. I do not know. Let's see. I will get you the StreamYard link. If it's not working, if the StreamYard link doesn't work, I don't know what to tell you. That's okay. It's not your fault. It's probably StreamYard being weird, but there's a StreamYard link. You can try and see if that works. If not, you can, I guess, chat along with us. Sorry, I'm not sure how else to fix it if you can't get in Discord. We probably should have each other's phone numbers. It wouldn't be a bad idea. But yeah, so the show started on Thanksgiving. The first 3 episodes dropped, and the second 3 are dropping on Christmas Day. We're only going to do the first episode tonight. And if you haven't, please make sure you check out our video tab that has some of our interviews for this. There's, of course, the one I've mentioned multiple times with Clark Gregg and Ever Anderson. And there's also one with the director, Aaron Rappaport. And I have a couple more coming soon now that my computer is back to working. Probably the first one that goes up will be with Danny Houston, who played Degas, the artist. So but there's a couple other ones too, and those will be coming soon. And make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We always appreciate that. But yeah, I'm not sure what to do about Scarlet other than to have her chime in from the chat. She's going to try to get in StreamYard. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll work.
We'll give her a minute.
Yeah,
we'll shortly.
We'll give her a minute. But so let me ask you, what did you, because I know you've at least heard my opinions of this. What did you think of the first episode?
Well, it's very unusual, this episode. I assume the show is very unusual, the way it is. The dialogue and the story in general, and the way it's shot. It's there's a mystery. Is it a mystery? I don't know, but like we don't know who killed Henry, right? It opens with Henry's death. Yeah. It happens in the first 2 minutes of the show. I guess there's a mystery there. But it seems to just be more this episode to me just felt more character-y. like just experimenting with these characters.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I said I feel like you kind of need to watch the first two at least. I mean, I think out of there's Scarlet. Let me bring her. Yay, Scarlet. All right, I can.
I'm having Discord troubles.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
Well,
okay.
Like I can't even get into Discord. It just puts that little icon, that little like video game controller icon, and doesn't go anywhere else. It just sits there.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know what to tell you. But I have added. Whoops. I can put your picture back here and let Karen. Are you going to stay too? I have a triple layout if you're going to stay, but I don't know how long you intended to stay.
I'll stay a little while. I probably won't stay too long because I want to put my sling on my arm and try to get settled for the night.
Okay, it's all good.
I'll stay a little while, you guys.
Keep talking while I'm moving stuff around. You guys can keep talking.
All right. Yeah, when I heard, so Scarlet, I don't know what you were expecting from this, but when I heard that it was set in the Gilded Age, I expected something a little more like the Gilded Age on HBO, or every other show I've seen about the Gilded Age is always rich people, but living in these perfect houses. And I didn't expect that like there would be like the staff living in tents on the grounds and things like that.
I hadn't thought about that. That's funny.
I didn't know what to expect, but to me it was a perfect mixture of the show The Great and the other show on Comedy Central called Another Period. I don't know if you've seen either of those.
I haven't. Now I'm kind of intrigued by
them. Great. I've seen some of The Great. That actually makes sense.
It has that kind of feeling. And then Another Period was a show that was on Comedy Central that had half of Garfield and Oates in it. I can't remember her name. And they had like one of the women from Mad Men, Christina Hendricks, and they had the girl from Criminal Minds. I can't remember her name, but it was all set in the Gilded Age. But it was one of those shows that was kind of like The Office or Parks and Rec, where it was cameras. They took like pictures of them like it was a documentary, but it was like a parody on like the Nouveau Riche and the East Coast. So they're trying to be like more rich than they are. Like the one girl has a little dog. It's definitely like a little play on Paris Hilton, but done in a Gilded Age kind of context.
Oh, that's interesting. That could be.
Yeah.
This show is definitely strange, but I do feel like the first episode isn't as much of the mystery. I think it's going to more lead up to there. I've only seen the first 3. I believe there's 7 altogether, but it's definitely been described to me as, a whodunit murder mystery set in the Gilded Age. But I do agree with what you're saying, Karen. I feel like right now it's more about the characters, and it's a very strange cast of characters. And I found it, the more I watched it, the funnier I found it. I feel like you got to kind of get into the first one to kind of pick up on sort of feeling the tone of it. But yeah, it's just very bizarre and it's different. I think that's part of why I liked it too, because it's different. I don't know that it's everybody's thing, but I think that, I think if you stick with it, you might like it more. I think it was interesting. I really liked it. So, but like I said, I've only seen the first 3. I'm waiting to find out the end, but yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of, I kind of wanted to say a black comedy, but it's not dark, but it's kind of got, I don't know, to me has like that weird, I don't know, a weird tone that's hard to describe, I guess. But
a tone like the show The Great. It has that great
kind
tone.
of. I guess that is the way. But there's more to come. So you guys still haven't seen the camel. So there's all that good stuff. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about it. We don't gotta, I don't think, do this show like super, super long and deep. I don't know that we that there's a whole lot to dig into, but I think there's enough, and we can dig into it. So if you guys want to have anything to say, need to interrupt me, by all means, please do. Otherwise, I will start with the pictures.
Well, I would just say one thing, that I discovered that this guy, Aram Rappaport, who created the show, he's like the writer and director, created the show. He founded the streaming service. He owns the network.
Oh, that I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, and he created the streaming service, and now he has created this show. and I think he wrote another show. Like the first show that came out was called.
Okay, yeah, there was another show that was on the network. I just did, but I didn't realize it was his.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting starting out with Rhode Island too, because that was a place where all the rich people went to make their houses in the country.
Yes.
Yeah. I think the ironic part about that too, though, is that the main characters, it seems like at this point that maybe they aren't as rich as they're pretending to be.
That's why it reminds me of another period.
Considering Norman there is trying to give Edgar Degas like an IOU for his painting, and he's so not having it. And I love it. He kept trying. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Doc. Thanks for coming, guys. But yeah, it's kind of its own thing. It's very hard, I feel like, to describe. That is the way I put it. But there's a lot more craziness to come. Like I said earlier, it's very, very chaotic. I feel like it only gets more and more chaotic as it goes.
Yeah.
But that is how it is. But all right. So it starts out with Norman Henry. He's, I guess you'd say I don't know if you'd say the main character, but he's the one who owns the house, owns the land, the robber baron. And it starts with his death.
Is he fictional? Because I know a lot of characters.
I should know that. Everybody knows I'm awful at history. I'm not the person to ask. I know that a lot of the people in the show are real. I don't know if Norman Henry is. Norman real? Go ahead, Karen.
I don't know, actually.
There's a Norman Henry that was in Doctor Who. That isn't what we're looking for.
Because on the Wikipedia page, there's links to the people who are real characters in history and their biographies.
Yeah, I don't know. He may not be. I'm getting some things, but they don't seem like they were necessarily that person. So I would say maybe not. Am I fictional? Yes, you're fictional, Doc. Hi, this beam. Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of them are real. We have Degas, we know, and we have there goes my brain.
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison. That was what I was going to say, but I keep wanting to say Tesla, and I know that's not the same, but it makes me want to say that. And obviously the characters, Clark Gregg's character and Ever Anderson's character, Harry Thaw, and
they're pretty crazy. Their biographies are
real.
Crazy.
Evelyn Nesbit, I couldn't remember her name. Yeah, they are real people from history. So yes, they're crazy. That the whole I would say episode 3 is crazy. I'm waiting to talk about that episode and the shitting camel. As I keep saying. That's why I said if you haven't watched my interview with I guess you pronounce it Aram, the director, watch it. It's funny. As he was telling me about the camel shitting everywhere. It was hilarious. It was a very good conversation. Yeah, it gets kind of crazy. All right. So anyway, it starts with Norman's death, which is kind of interesting considering the whole show. He's, kind of one of the main characters. But this is supposed to be his wife's story. She's, writing in her journal, but saying, I was going to say, I don't know how many of the captions I took there, that it's not really about his death. And it's not really about him as much as, he's, it's his death, but her story isn't really about that. It's about, as she said, her rebirth, I think is how she puts it. But yeah, we start just seeing him dead, and we don't really know what the heck's going on. It is a very strange place to open, especially because they don't go into it. But you can see the sets on this thing are great. The costumes are great. As I was saying earlier, B, I don't know. For yours usually does say B. It says this beam, so who knows? It's either StreamYard or YouTube doing something strange. I do know that I don't know what you want to call it, that manor that they're in. It's like sort of I guess you'd say almost like a museum where the people that own it, they have real artworks there that they filmed in and around. I
thought it was shot in an actual museum. No.
Well, I'm not sure if it's an actual museum or it's set up as a museum. I was not 100% sure on that. But the point is it's filmed around.
It's not a museum.
Yeah, the point is a lot of it was filmed around a part of a museum that had real artwork and stuff in it. So they really got to kind of immerse themselves in that. And I think that was cool. I'd be freaking out though. I'd be worried I was going to break something for sure. I took a couple pictures of the opening. I don't know what that is. Some kind of Rube Goldberg.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very steampunky.
Device. Yeah, it is definitely steampunky. All right. So we also have this, I don't know what you want to call it, this thing with the bells. I don't know what you do call it. They have it in
Everything's
down.
kind of like Rube Goldberg-ish, you know, like
Oh,
those,
that, yes. No, I meant the thing with the bells that rings the bells.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
went a
know.
little too fast for me, Jamie. That's what I was trying to
Sorry,
catch up.
sorry. Yeah. The other thing is like a Rube Goldberg experiment thing.
Yeah.
But the thing with the bells, I was going to say, it's like what they have in Downton Abbey, but I don't know what you call it. I've tried to take pictures of the different people because I'm assuming that those are going to be like the, I almost feel like it's done like a suspect list the way they've done it. At least I felt like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one for the artist, we don't really. Degas like a big part of this, but we don't really get a whole bunch or learn a whole bunch about him in this episode. Actually, I don't even think they say that it's Degas. I mean, if you recognize any of his drawings or anything, I think you know it's Degas. But
yeah.
I thought maybe they didn't know they hired Degas. Like,
no, I don't think
hired
they
an artist, and they're so clueless that they like don't even like know who they hired, right?
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I'm calling him Degas, and it says that in their movie database. But I thought, I mean, as soon as you see his drawing of the ballerina, it's kind of like you knew right away.
Yeah, they just don't. I mean, they're Philistines, right? Like they're hiring like an artist to paint their
dog's portrait.
Well, they don't have enough money to get them to paint a human, right? But that they are trying to. Like they're rich people, and this is what they think you do. You hire a European artist to paint a painting, but they don't even know who they hired because they're not artists, right?
No, they're not. They kind of have no clue, I think, about a lot of things. But obviously, I mean, I don't know. The show's called The Artist. It makes me think that maybe he'll be the killer, or at least is going to have some kind of big point. Since he is, it is called The Artist, but who knows? But there's different ones there. There's the artist, the ballerina, obviously,
the boxer,
which is who she's learning boxing from. As I went, I took different pictures also, and there's the title. It's fucking freezing. And as Doc's things go, cold, 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 so very cold. Yes, it's very cold. Apparently, it's very, very cold. Yeah, I remember. See, this is why I got to get my interviews done. I am sorry that I had no computer for so long because when I talked to Anna, who plays Lilith, I talked to her about not sitting, but in the bathtub outside in the tent. So that's an interesting conversation as well.
Didn't they film in like Connecticut?
It's definitely was in the Northeast, and it was cold.
Yeah. Realism.
Yeah. All right. So they're having dinner. I feel like this dinner is just kind of to show that they are supposed to be high to do because they've got like this huge table for just two of them, like normal people don't normally eat at like a huge table. If there's nobody else there, it's meant to be very, to keep them separated and also to look rich. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything specific point to the conversation here. Let me look at my notes. It's mostly, I think, just about the woman whose name is Marion. I keep wanting to say Miriam, whose name is Marion. The wife is annoyed that Thomas Edison's coming, and he is busy, like, basically saying, hold on, sorry, I'm fixing my window, who's basically saying she's got to be on her best behavior because this is such an important deal to him. I guess he's intending to make a lot of money off this thing that he's buying from him, which is kind of interesting if he may or may not be broke. But yeah, it's important to him, and she clearly does not like Edison, and we'll maybe find more about that as time goes on. Let's see, what else do we got? Oh, it shows her flashback. I don't think it actually says anything during the flashbacks, does it? Because I was trying to take notes and I missed if they actually said anything.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we'll get more on that later.
Yeah.
All right. And then we get the artist here, who's arrived late because the car is not working, and his assistant guy is trying to get it started, and jumps out in the middle of the road all happy when he sees another car coming to get some help. And the poor guy, this guy, I think, like, except for his lines in this scene, all he does is screams through the whole show, which is funny. He does a lot of screaming. But yeah, he gets run over by the car that comes.
Yeah, that had a topless lady in it.
Yeah, which I didn't get a picture of.
Aww.
Sorry about that. But yeah, poor guy gets run over, and the artist, we'll call him the artist since they don't know he's Dago yet.
Yeah.
He decides to basically walk back to the estate himself. And he's like, oh, I can't see. I'm almost blind or whatever. And like, he's an artist. So I don't know. I know from what I had started when I was looking stuff up before, I know Degas at one point did start to lose his eyesight. I don't know if when he was painting, it was so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of interesting somebody could paint and not be able to see. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how blind he is, but he seems to be pretty blind. And then we also find out here that Marion is learning to box. That's what that picture there is for. And then he's complaining about the food. It's not good enough. Something about the bird. I don't even remember.
It's because the pheasants. It seemed like the pheasant had been left out.
Yeah, it was an old pheasant. Yeah. Wait, B says, my mouse. B says, Monet was pretty blind too. It's why water lilies is so big. Interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, I remember studying the paintings, but I don't remember, reading necessarily as much about the artist at the time. I did take art history, but my memory is shit. So I can't tell you as much as I should be able to tell you at this point, but it's been a lot of years. It's okay.
I read in the Times that it is true that in the later part of his career, Degas did have a bit of a personal financial crisis, and so for him to take a job like this is maybe not outside the realm of reality. Yeah,
that makes sense then. Which I think it's also hilarious that he's going to be painting these two poodles. Definitely not his normal job. I just wonder, like, we see the drawing at the beginning. I remember all I kept thinking though through a lot of this is he ever going to paint a ballerina? Because I assumed he was going to paint Lilith just because
because there's a ballerina handy.
Exactly. You assume that's what's going to happen.
Well,
but
maybe it might happen. Who knows?
It might. I don't know. This is, let's see. There was this whole thing about how I missed part of this scene when I was writing the notes down, and it had been a while since I've seen it. But I guess Marianne was kind of annoyed. It sounds like that she was dancing for good reason. Her husband's clearly attracted to this girl, and she flirts with him incessantly, even a little bit while his wife's there. Maybe not quite as much while his wife's there, but more so after. And she gets annoyed, and that's when she goes out and practices her boxing.
Yeah, I thought the ballerina was for the husband and the boxer was for the wife, I guess.
Yeah, I think pretty much. There she is getting upset. Let's see. She goes over to. Sorry, go ahead, Karen.
But I mean, as I watched this, I felt like the wife, Marianne, she's well aware that Henry is having sex with this girl, and that Marianne almost prefers it because then she doesn't have to deal with him.
Yes,
right?
I get that opinion too, because she said she was almost rooting for her. But this Lilith, the reason she's, I guess, sleeping with him is what I got out of it, is she wants to go back to Paris. And look, I don't know exactly how things work then, but I guess she needs somebody to, pay to send her back to support her in order for her to dance in Paris to have a reason to go back. So that's why she's, flirting with him and trying to talk him into sending her back, which that other guy that works with her, I don't know what he is, her boss, her choreographer. I don't know what he is, Marius. He keeps telling her it's not going to happen, which as Marion says later to her, pretty much. I don't think it is going to likely happen. I think he was just sort of.
I thought that she had to be a good enough dancer in order to go back to Paris. I thought that's what she was training.
Yeah, there's that too. But it sounded like the way she said it, that it was all up to him. Like if she had him as a patron or whatever, that she would get to go back. So I don't know.
But he doesn't have any money.
Right, but he doesn't have money. She doesn't know that. She just wants to go back. But she's clearly sleeping with him, and is doing it for that reason. And we hear more about that later. Let's see. But the meeting with Thomas Edison is coming. The artist is coming. Whenever Norman tells his wife that the artist is coming, this is when she's like, I don't want my portrait painted. And he's like, well, it's not for you, it's for the dogs. That was kind of funny. But yeah, he's gonna paint their poodles, and that's where she says that his fate is sealed. And I think some of that I went out of order, but oh well. So at that point, kept going back and forth so much. There's also some more shots of her remembering flashbacks, and we're just not knowing it much. She's dancing around there. I can't see, this is where I missed part of exactly what the flashback was. That's why I'm just trying to be careful. Did we get anything else out of the flashback that's relevant? Because I don't want to say something if it's not in this flashback.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like I mean, it's kind of implied who's in the flashback, but I don't know if they said it or not. That's why I'm just being careful who's in the flashback with her. But I'm assuming people can probably figure it out. It's not too much of a stretch. But she's thinking about him. And meanwhile, Lilith there is thinking about going back to Paris. And there she is writing her mother a letter, trying to go back. And they're singing. And I would say, obviously Marion and Norman are not in the same room, but that's the way, at least I assume it was back then, because that's the way it was in Mary Tyler Moore. Not that that's the same time period, but I'm just saying,
Lucy.
Yeah, I just mean like a long time ago, they seem, assuming that those TV shows were how it really was. They didn't
the ladies' quarters.
Yes, so they had their own bedrooms.
Well, they also don't like each other, so that helps.
Yeah, I don't think they really wanted to be, or she didn't want to be sleeping with him. Him, I don't know. He might have wanted to be with her. But there's the doggies. There's the white and black doggie. I'm gonna call it Jacob and Eshwa.
What?
Maybe Karen will get my joke.
Jacob and
Jacob and Eshwa. Yeah. The man in white and the man in black.
Oh yeah, the man in white and the man in black.
I'm just thinking of that. And the only reason I'm thinking of that is because I had a long time ago when it was actually on TV, I had won, I had signed up to win these like huge stuffed dogs. And one was the golden retriever, and one was I don't know, whatever the black retrievers are called, black lab. And it just reminded me of the two dogs, and I named them that because of Lost at the time.
Nice.
It happened to him, but yeah, those were my two Lost dogs. Yeah, and I got another dog, Vincent, there somewhere that's around, my statue dog. All right, so that guy that not jumped in front of the car, was hit by the car. His leg's broken, and he's in pain, and that's where he says, "You're a pretty good artist for blind, or can draw pretty good for a blind guy," or something like that, for a blind artist. So there's that. And then we have intermission. I liked how they did this. Like, it was completely silly, but I liked it. And we see the kinetophone, which is important because it is in the story. I guess it's like one of those things where the images go through it, like, and it spins, so you can see like actually moving pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they were called kinetophones. There's probably other versions of different types of things that did that, but
it seems to have some kind of music too, as well.
Yeah.
But it's I guess you could say one of the very, very early types of moving pictures. And that's what Thomas Edison is bringing for Norman to see. And then here we have the artist who wakes up drunk. There he is. And I don't know if it was in this scene or not, but that guy, what was his name? Marius. He says something like, "You look unhoused."
Yeah, unhoused.
That's like the politically correct wording they use now, right?
This script is full of anachronisms, right? Like they
Yeah,
say
yeah.
a lot of things that are nobody would say in 1906.
Right, definitely. It just
That's
makes
what
me
it
laugh.
reminds me. That's what it reminds me of both the Great and Another Period, because they do the same thing.
Yeah, they also have dirty languages that I don't think they would necessarily. Well, at least women would not repeat back then. Men, yes. Women, no, not back then. I don't think. So there's the guy with the broken leg, which I don't know why they think other than it's to be funny, that they're going to apparently cut his leg off because it's broken. That was strange. But they bring him into the house, and he's busy being excited about Edison. And there's
this happened. I forgot about this.
When the guy comes in to get his leg fixed, he sees two men having sex there, and he's like, "You're delirious and hallucinating. This didn't really happen." And meanwhile, that guy's laying there screaming his
I just like that the other guys just brought him in and didn't say anything. Just brought him right in.
Brought him in, and he's just screaming. I mean, that guy's. I think
the other guys having sex.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just kind of glossed over, but I think it's kind of funny that he's screaming through like a lot of this scene when other things are going on.
There's no like, we found this guy by the side of the road. His leg is broken. Nobody like seems to look twice. Nobody said like, is he part of the house? Like, I guess they had sent him. I guess he's their staff. They had sent him to pick up the artist and bring him back. Maybe.
I assumed he worked for him, but you're right. He may have worked for their place. I didn't even think of that.
For Henry, I think. I don't know. That's the only way I could figure out why they like just brought him into the house without a word or a question.
Yeah, that makes more sense because he probably came by train or something, and maybe he went and picked him up. Something to that effect. But sorry, I'm checking her. All right. So meanwhile, that woman asks her kind of what's wrong, and she snaps at her. That isn't really important. More of the boxer. There you can see the boxer and the ballerina. Trying not to skip anything, but I think a lot of what I got, I probably didn't need to get the pictures for, and I did anyway. That's when he's saying he looks unhoused. And I took a picture there of the manor because it's really pretty. I like this style. So then here Edison shows up, and of course Norman is tickled, and his wife a little less so, a lot less so, right? But he's in showing him his invention, and this is where he says, let's see, that this machine doesn't just exist to fuel your wealth. It's going to redefine the next 100 years. It's not just a cash grab. So don't invest unless your fulfillment isn't changing the world. I think he's doing it hoping to get more money, maybe to fix his problems. But I'm also kind of guessing that this may be why he's broke to begin with, if he's broke. Because he's investing in things that he doesn't have the money for and giving everybody IOUs, which I still think is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's quite excited to see it. And so let's see. Somebody had asked earlier in the chat. Yeah, Edison is Hank Azaria. And of course, Norman's Mandy Patinkin. And there he is showing him his machine. And then there's this whole conversation with Lilith and Marius. Whoops, before we get to that, where they're fighting. I missed part, again, when I was taking notes, I missed part of it. But I guess he was saying that she needed to lose weight in order to dance, which the girl's skinny, so that made no sense.
Yeah.
But it's Hollywood. Well, it's not Hollywood, but you know what I mean.
It's ballerina. You didn't watch Call Out to Doc's Dark Ballerina thing we did for From Academy. If you watch that, you know all about the dark side of ballerinas.
I did not see that, but
ballerinas started out like normal body size, but there's certain like teachers that wanted them super skinny, and so that's how that evolved. Like it was the most elegant. Like, the skinnier the woman was, the more elegant, more feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know.
No, yeah, because I'm sure they really didn't have to be probably as skinny as a lot of them were, but he's saying, "Oh, this is why you're not going to Perry and all this." And of course,
Yep.
she called bullshit.
I kind of took from this and from overall the episode that neither of them is very good. Like, she thinks she's going to go to Perry to dance, and I think she's not going to go because Henry doesn't have the money to send her, but she also, I think, is not good enough. But I think Marius is like kind of a hack teacher also. Like, if you're truly at that level of talent, like, why are you working in a tent in some guy's backyard, right? Like, I know that I guess these wealthy Gilded Age, like robber baron types, wanted to be like patrons of the arts, and I guess be sponsoring your mistress to like a lot. Remember how Hearst, like, what was that in the 30s when Hearst, like, his mistress and I guess later his wife wanted to be an opera singer, and you know that story, right? And how he got her all these opera lessons and like mounted all these operas for her, but she was just kind of not that good.
That's bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that's how this is. Like, there's this sort of like, right?
Yeah.
Like
trying to force themselves into the culture.
Yeah, like, this is not the show I'm watching, but you already lived in Paris and you came to America to learn ballet, so you like whatever. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but they're all sort of like living off Henry's money, whatever's left of it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has very lofty dreams that probably aren't going to come true.
Yeah.
But she seems to think they are, and he's, telling her they're not, so they're arguing. And then meanwhile, the artist is going to paint the cute puppies to see how well they listen. And then there's more of Marion boxing. I'm not sure exactly if the boxing has a point to the plot other than she likes to box. Like, I don't know if that's going to become more important. Like
she's going to box somebody.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think partially it's there because it's odd, that juxtaposition, but I'm just curious if there's more to it than she's a woman, she's boxing, it's out of place.
That's crazy.
There might be more, we don't know, but there's her teacher, which I just keep thinking of Elsbeth when I see him. He was on Elsbeth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's one of the cops. All right, so here he is looking in the kinetoscope. Was that what it was called? Kinetiscope?
Yeah.
Yeah. There he is with the doggies. All right, and there she's dancing. They kind of just kept going back and forth, so I just took some of them here, and then I think that was where they were fighting about her side.
And she's got like an ill-fitting like ballerina suit too.
Yeah, the dress is already pretty big for her.
Yeah.
All right. So then this is where they have the argument with Thomas Edison in the room. Let's see. Hold on. I'm scanning down here. And there's also, like, I didn't take a picture of it. Like I said, in between, there's also the guy with the broken leg. For some reason, they're trying to chop his leg off. I guess that's how good the doctor is.
I like that they were trying to chop his leg off, the whole pant leg and everything too. They didn't take anything off.
They were just going for it.
Yeah.
But this is the part that was important that I meant to, if I had time, go back and like write down exactly what was said. But at some point, I believe that the boxer told her. I missed how she got it, but there's a rumor going around that the artist might be a murderer. And I'm not sure how the rumor started, but she is worried that he could be going to do something. So she comes in and tells her husband, we need to take care of this, because, could be important. I thought I had some line here, but I don't know, maybe I don't. But yeah, I don't know what made her believe that, but she's worried about it. And that's part of what the storyline is. So I don't know if that's just supposed to make you assume that maybe he's, the murder suspect. We'll find that out later. I don't know. I do see here it is. This is what I'm looking for. She says that when he tells her there's a murder in the house, any accusation of murder, one we must most always take seriously. Something like, why would you not? It's a murder. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. but she says she has to talk to him about it. And sorry, I'm mixing up my quotes. I had something there about the ballerina, and then I completely lost it. I don't know. He said something about her being a whore, and it was a funny quote, and I lost where the quote was. It's here somewhere. Oh, well, I'll find it later. But it was when they were arguing, and it was about that. Let's see.
Well, I mean,
oh, there he is. She's a whore with a 2-bit crooked. No, she's a 2-bit whore with a crooked pussy. That's what he says.
Yeah.
That's because he's mad because she smacked him.
Yes, she did smack him. I think I got that order a little off. But anyway, she meanwhile comes out to tell her husband that there's my file. That she's worried that the other word for it, that she's worried that the artist might be a murderer, and of course he just kind of brushes her off. But then there's also this overlying tension between her and Edison, that she's telling her husband that Edison is a liar and a cheat, and he won't listen to her, and he completely seems to idolize Edison. And this is where they start getting in a fight. And then that's when the ballerina and the other guy come in. And that's when they have that line about her being a whore. And she's saying to, let's see, I lost part of this. She is telling Lilith that, see, I got some of the order mixed up here somewhere because my pictures aren't matching. And my thing doesn't want to scroll. But she tells her that, she's never going to go to Paris, and that she picked the wrong person, the wrong patron to try to get her there.
Now, that Edison, I don't know that I'd call him a liar and a cheat, but he was accused of stealing other people's, he was a real salesman and a real marketer, and he was known for maybe stealing other people's ideas, and the people who worked for him maybe had some of the great ideas, and he got credit for all of it.
Tesla.
What?
Yeah, that's what she's saying. Yeah, not what? Tesla.
Oh, Tesla.
yeah. No, I have. That's towards the end. I have written down that she says he's a liar and a cheat, and that was when her husband tells her to bite her tongue and know her place. But that's when they all start arguing. So, but that's, like I said, that's at the end because I skipped a scene here. So there's also this scene with Degas talking to Henry about his payment. He wants paid in cash, and Henry's like, no, I will pay you in a promissory, basically, like I said, an IOU. And he's like, this is what you're going to get. And he's like, well, then I will stay here until you get me the money. And he's like, oh, it'll be weeks. The bank will take forever. You don't want to do that. And he's like, I will wait. So that's pretty much that conversation. And then he also insults him because he has the bucks on the wall, and says something about the dog. Is he going to put the dog's painting on the head on the wall or something? Let's see. He says he got credit for the light bulb, but others invented that. I can't remember the names anymore. Yeah. I know he's supposed to have stolen some inventions. I think there was a lot about that. But anyway, he is refusing to take no for an answer. But Henry pretty much blows him off and is like, "Well, if you're going to wait for the money, it's going to be a while." So his idea is he's going to stay there, and that may benefit him more. He gets free room and lodge, right?
Yeah, he gets something.
He gets something. Yeah, and then here's that scene I was talking about when he comes out and he's complaining she hit him and she, calling her names, and then his wife comes down, and this is when she starts bad mouthing Edison, and she tells Lilith. I was trying to see where I had it here. That must be it there. When she tells Lilith that her husband is never going to set her free. And that she picked the wrong person for that. And I feel like she's actually trying to help Lilith. Like she's screaming, but I think she kind of feels bad for her almost, which I think is ironic. Like she knows this girl is sleeping with her husband. but she wants the girl to do good, be okay, and knows that it's really him that is bringing her down. But at the same time, she's sleeping with her husband. So yeah.
Well,
but I guess she forgives her.
I kind of wonder, as we are going to learn more, is she almost kind of talking about herself? Like she picked the wrong horse when she married Henry.
Yeah, and she does say that she reminds her of herself.
I mean, Henry clearly doesn't allow her. She's intelligent, right? And she had some passions that she had to put aside. What? Her own dancing career. She
said her career became a hobby, and that's what happened to ballerina too. Was that her passion was to be a hobby?
Yeah. Although from what we saw, Marion doesn't have. That was more like modern dance she was doing in that scene. But
I thought boxing was her passion.
Oh, well, I mean, she was dancing.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, it sounded like maybe he met
that.
her. I kind of got the opinion that there was a possibility he met her when she was a dancer. I don't know. It was a little confusing to me, but she did say that Lilith reminded her of her when she was younger, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, she is telling her that her husband's not going to help Lilith. And then I was trying to find what she said about Edison, because I thought she said something about that him being, and this is where I couldn't find it, that he wants to close a deal with Edison, and I have written down that she said he was a liar and a cheat, and her husband said to bite her tongue, know her place, and then there's the whole thing about who's a cunt, which is funny, but a lot of bad words. I don't know if I should say that on this show. I probably should. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, definitely
but
not.
They keep going around. Who is? She is. I am. No, that was right. But there's something where he says something like, I thought he said something like to her like, women were never to be published. I did you a favor. So there's definitely implication that he potentially took something from her, I would say.
Maybe she wanted to go to college and all that. Maybe she's going to try to do academics.
Yeah. Because her husband does mention that whenever she first sees Edison, it's clear that she knows him, and Edison acts like he doesn't know her. I'm assuming he's pretending he didn't recognize her, and she's, Henry says that something about that she went to the school there, and he's like, oh yeah, I remember her.
Oh yeah, and she says, I didn't recognize you because you've gotten so old.
So old so fast, yeah. But either way, it seems to me that she's accusing him of stealing something from her. It's not super clear. It's very quickly said because it's part of the scene where they're all arguing at each other. But she pretty much does accuse him. And that's when he says, a woman was never meant to be published. I did you a favor, like that's the excuse. And then her husband is yelling at her to shut up. And I guess her husband was going to slap her in the face. That's the part was like, I was kind of surprised. Like it ended up being a funny bit because she moves and he smacks Edison, but he clearly was going to whack her across the face, which wasn't so great. But instead he hits Edison and Edison falls. And then they're like, oh no, because, that's the person that he was all like, was so important that he was coming to talk to him. And now they just knocked him out. What are they going to do? I did find the one thing I was looking for earlier, though. Whenever she was talking about the artist and he could be a murderer, he says something like, he's not a murderer, he's just French.
Yeah.
That was funny too. So yeah, there's some good lines in here, and I'm sorry my order was a little mixed up, but that's what happens when they keep bouncing back and forth between the scenes, and then my pictures I get confused which part of the scene I'm at because they keep going back and forth, but we got the majority of it. But yeah, Edison gets knocked out, and now they have to figure out what to do with him. And everybody's kind of standing there in shock. And that is where the episode ends.
Well, I guess that's...
Oh, sorry, Karen.
No, go ahead, Scarlet. Please continue.
No, it goes back to that image of the guy wrapped up in the carpet.
Yeah, it goes back to the.
Which I thought was Edison. I thought, did they just kill Thomas Edison? Now they're burning his body.
Nope. At least that's supposed to be Henry. I guess there could be more than one death, but
I know, but it was funny how it went from the one scene to the other.
yeah.
I thought it was possible they might have killed Edison there for a moment. I thought like maybe they killed him, but it appeared to have just knocked him out cold. But I guess that's setting up Edison's motive to possibly to kill Henry. It's pretty thin. Like, would you really kill a guy just because he punched you? But, you know, I guess they're trying to... Are we setting up a bunch of suspects here?
Yeah, probably. Meanwhile, the artist is there screaming he wants his room and completely ignoring everything that's going on. So I did have that picture at the end. But he can't see and he needs somebody to help him. So that's what that's about.
He's just wandering upstairs.
Wandering upstairs, yeah. All right, but that is.
I like how they said right outside the room there'd be somebody for him, but then when he wandered out the room, there really wasn't anybody, so he just kind of went up the stairs.
Yeah, he's just looking around, having a good old time investigating himself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's there. All right. Well, but that is the end. Is there anything else? We did pretty good. I think I figured we need more than an hour. I think we did pretty good. But yeah, join us again, of course, next Monday, and we'll go through episode 2. And like I said, episode 4 will drop. And well, I assume that 4, 5, 6, and 7 all drop on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I think there are only 2 drops for this show.
Yeah, that was.
How many episodes? 6?
There's 7.
7.
7, yeah.
And 3 are out.
And 3 are out.
So
Okay.
We'll do episode 2 next week. So please join us. And if you haven't, like I said, make sure that you still pinned. I'm trying to see if my comments still pinned. If you haven't, you join our Discord. We have our watch parties at 9:30 Eastern before we do this live stream. And then join us again tomorrow for Fandom Access. We were kind of discussing, I'm not sure if we're going to, I was trying to read through the text messages when I was getting ready for this, but are we doing some Stranger Things tomorrow as well, or are we holding off till Thursday? I wasn't sure what we were.
Yeah, because the only thing that we the only other television that was on this week was Pluribus and The Last Frontier, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Pluribus isn't on until Thursday.
We haven't covered last week's.
We didn't cover last week.
Oh, I see.
We cover it late.
We're on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing Pluribus Last Frontier, and we'll do a review of the first 2 Stranger Things, I guess. We won't, but our deep dive with the 4 of us is going to be on Thursday. We didn't pick a time yet, so check out Discord and YouTube. And
Is that going to be for the first 2 episodes then, or the first one?
That was my understanding. What we were doing, I thought were 2, but we have to.
Okay, I have watched 2 of them, so
there was a little confusion when we were having our.
Yeah.
I would prefer not to do more than 2 at a time. To me, it's too hard.
Me too, because that's how much attention span I have. Is for 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Where I retain the information, and take notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. Plus, I got to do all the pictures and everything too, which is also fun.
Okay. 2 it is.
2 it is. All right, guys. Well, thank you everyone who came. Please like and subscribe. And like I said, make sure you check out the video tab for our interviews for the artist. There's more coming soon. And then I don't know. I know everything's got kind of mixed up tonight. That's why I was waiting to hear from you, Scarlet, and I hadn't heard back. Let us know if you guys still want to hear about the end of Lazarus. I'm kind of like.
I thought we were going to do that after this was done.
You still want to do it. I just don't know. I didn't schedule it. I just kind of question, will people come back at 1? I would almost maybe rather do it after Stranger Things even, or tomorrow. We can. Oh, you said you couldn't do tomorrow, huh? You said you didn't want to do 2 days.
Thursday would be fine, Jamie, if you want to do Thursday.
Okay, let's plan for that then, because I really don't want to do it today because we didn't schedule it ahead, and that was just because everything got mixed up. Because I didn't hear from you, so
I can't get into my Discord. Can somebody help me get into Discord? All I have is the little video game console icon, and it won't take me in. And it will give me messages, it will give me updates, and I hit on the update on my iPad. It won't take me in there. It's just that little console thing with the eyeballs that keeps looking at me.
Maybe the
someone
only
please
thing I
tell
can
her.
say is the only thing I can say is delete it. Delete the app
Delete it?
completely. Yeah, like delete the app and then reinstall it. Because this is
Mhm.
on your iPad, right? So try deleting it and reinstalling it. It might fix the
I
issue.
thought maybe I could try to update it. Maybe there's an update.
Oh, if it'll let you, yeah. I just meant if
Yeah.
it won't. But yeah, if you want to hear about the end of Lazarus, then we'll join us on Thursday after our.
It's
our
pretty
Stranger
crazy.
we'll do our wrap up, but we're gonna have the first 2 episodes of Stranger Things breakdown before that on Thursday. I honestly didn't look at the schedule. I'm assuming it's either going to be at 10 or 11 Eastern. So just check out YouTube's schedule or Discord. We'll make sure it gets put up once we figure out for sure when it's going to be, because it depends on when the block is open. I don't know if there's another show before that or not. All right, everybody.
All right.
Well, thank you for coming. We hope you all had a good holiday. Doc said, "Are you going to wrap this? You're going to wrap the Stranger Things breakdown, are you, Scarlet?"
Oh, I'm gonna wrap it. Is that what I'm doing?
That's what Doc says there.
I can write one if you want. Give me a couple days.
That'd be funny. Yeah, you should.
I do old school though. I do kind of like Sugar Hill Gang kind of style rap though.
Well, maybe we'll have you do an intro before we start. All right, guys. Well, please join us tomorrow at 10 Eastern for Pluribus and The Last Frontier and our review of the first 2 Stranger Things. And then Thursday we'll be back for the deep dive into Stranger Things and our wrap up of Lazarus. And also, I saw you. I think it was you that texted something earlier, Karen. There's another Harlan Coben show coming up.
Yes, there's something coming in January. It's called
I somehow missed that.
I got a
What network is it?
hang on. I got an announcement from one of my shows that I watch, one of my channels that I should watch out for it.
I did not see it. I should be the one that should be up on that.
Runaway. It's called Runaway.
I feel like I've seen a preview of that, but most for whatever reason don't remember it being Harlan Coben. So I don't know if I just missed that part or what.
Yeah, it comes out on Netflix on January 1st. And it is a I don't know what it's about. A guy, a father whose daughter runs away from home, and he wants to unite the family. 8 hours, eight episodes, 1 hour each. That's all I know about it.
All right. Hopefully it'll be good. Yeah, we'll I'm sure cover that one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. I don't know. I mean, look, Lazarus was good except for the ending. It was decent, but the ending maybe not so much. But we'll talk about
There's
that.
a lot of exposition at the end.
Yeah,
There was.
Like that. But yeah, so we will see you guys tomorrow night and for the next one, and then join us. Like I said, we'll be back on Monday for the second episode of The Artist. So
all right,
getting further along. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night, you guys.
Night. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Draw your poodles. Paint your